Kyle, why are we playing Silent Hill?
We're playing Silent Hill because, well, Silent Hill 2 Remake came out recently. We've been playing that, and we've been unable to continually discuss and compare notes on what we have thought about different versions and entries in the Silent Hill series. And I've been maintaining that part of what I didn't like about the original Silent Hill 2 when we played it for the first time back in, I want to say 2013, late 2012 maybe, was
Yeah, I think
that
late 2012.
was that it, like, the gameplay wise, setting aside the story, gameplay wise, it was like a step down from Silent Hill 1. It was like it was not as fun to play as Silent Hill 1.
Do you have any,
we're here to see what we think.
Do you have anything about the gameplay that you thought was worse specifically? Like, or just like generally moving around and stuff?
The enemies were like less varied and less interesting and exciting to fight. Even like, you know, I came away from Silent Hill 1 thinking like, the combat's not perfect. You know, they could definitely improve on this. And then imagine my surprise when we got to the second one and it was like, it's really hard to explain, but there's something about the melee combat in Silent Hill 2 original that, like, it feels bad. Like when you swing the thing and hit the enemy, like it never feels good or satisfying.
No, Kyle, you don't understand. It's supposed to feel bad.
It's supposed to be bad because James Sunderland is a pussy cuck.
Yeah. No, he hates himself for his lust and rage.
Yeah. And the enemy variety in Silent Hill 2, like 80-90% of Silent Hill 2, you're just fighting the same two different types of shambling corpses the whole game. And my criticism of Silent Hill 1 was the opposite, was that they start you off immediately fighting dogs that run and lunge at you and pterodactyls that like swoop in and like directly at your face.
Yeah.
And, you know, I thought I was being silly, a little silly to suggest, let's go look at another Silent Hill thing. But Keith has informed me
many times,
for the 10th time that we're actually going to be spending the rest of our lives replaying Silent Hill 2. So it's not actually a problem.
Correct. It's not actually a problem.
And Keith better be nice to me because
I'm always nice.
Keith better be nice to me because Resident Evil 2 is right here.
I'm always nice.
I could just push the X button right now. No one could stop me.
I mean, I could stop the stream.
Okay, sorry.
So you better be nice to me because I can stop the stream. 2016, stop the stream. No, that's 2020. 2020, stop the stream.
And it's not relevant, but I just want to voice my indignity. I'm sorry. I just want to
please voice your indignity.
I want to voice my indignation that I loaded up this system, found the date and time off by a few weeks for some reason. It was a few weeks in the future. I went and set the correct date and time. I went to launch the game and I got a message that was like, the thing you're trying to launch is time limited. You need to use the internet to set your date and time so we know you're not trying to steal this game. So I can't wait for our inevitable future where like PS3s brick themselves and don't allow you to play any of your downloaded games or whatever is going to happen.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. I mean, not that they're hard to hack or anything. I just think it's fucking bullshit.
Certified easy to hack.
It is. I guess we're ready to go.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Don't include any of this in the thing.
No,
Cut all this out.
Why?
It's just stupid.
Okay. Don't include any of the time stuff or any of this. Because you talking about why we're playing Silent Hill feels integral.
Okay, well, it's Metal Gear Solid integral?
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid integral. It feels like Metal Gear Solid integral.
Okay, you can leave that bit in. Don't. Okay. I don't know. Whatever.
Leave the bit in about cutting stuff out.
Do whatever the hell.
Cut the other stuff out.
Do whatever the hell you want. Cut out this part about cutting stuff out.
Okay, but not the earlier stuff where about integral.
Yeah, that was gold.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. That logo's polygonal. I never knew that. That logo's polygonal.
When did you learn that?
I don't know. But it's like you never get to see it because it's always the same static angle. But if you could turn the camera, you could do it.
So they made a political logo, a polygonal, political. They made a polygonal logo and then displayed it in 2D and then never told anyone?
Yeah, no, games didn't get political until, I don't know, until Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
When they made a woman who was hideous on purpose to make men upset.
Yeah. Well, it destroys their social position. When one woman is ugly on TV,
it's just a quick, the final cutscene of the game for you. Just have a little final cutscene right there. Isn't that what that was?
No.
Or maybe that's... Okay, maybe not.
This song is great.
Yeah. How far we've come, by the way, turning the game on earlier and seeing the warning about violent and disturbing images and realizing, no, games never warn you about anything anymore.
Did you feel like you needed to be warned about violent, disturbing images?
I don't know, but I think it says something about society. What it says, it's not for me to say.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I forgot, we have to watch this cutscene because this is important. This is a part of the game.
Yeah.
This is like the beginning of the game they don't show you or something, right?
Yeah. And it's a great song, so why would we not want it?
This game's cutscene decisions baffle me.
Explain what you mean.
Is that like this cutscene thing we're watching here, it's like some of them, that's a fucking blooper, or that was like a fake blooper. Like some of these things are from the game, some of them are fake bloopers you don't get till the end of the game, and then some of them is like important story information that isn't anywhere else in the game.
I mean, I just think it's part of their commitment to vagary. These games have a commitment to vagary.
That's probably true. Duck face. Classic duck face.
Classic duck face.
Oh, Cheryl's having a bad time right there.
Wah!
This game has a cool story.
Yeah, sure.
People like to all be like, oh, Silent Hill 2 story. And maybe I let them influence my thinking over the years. But this story's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's important to remember.
It also doesn't explain itself at all, and you have to look at a wiki.
This game, there was no wiki. What you have to do is play the game 3 times and talk to your friends about it.
Right.
And read magazines and stuff.
Just very silly walk.
Post-car crash diaper walk. We've all done it.
Yeah. Cheryl, where could you be?
This place is like a ghost town.
Why isn't he talking?
I don't know. That's weird.
Here we are.
Look at the snow. It's just
I like it.
Ping pongs falling from the sky.
Whatever.
I'm not. Yeah. This is not an insult.
Got my side run going.
Nice side run. Anyway, like you said.
Wait.
Okay.
Isn't there a little bit more? Doesn't he talk a little? Or not?
Cheryl? Is that Cheryl?
Yeah, there it is. Why wasn't he talking before?
This game isn't fully voice acted.
Where are you going? Hey, wait! Stop!
Cheryl. I like the snow.
I like the snow too. I didn't say I didn't like it. I just said it was like so many ping balls falling from the sky.
These are square. Ping pong balls are round. What are you talking about?
They give the impression of round.
Ew.
They do.
Oh yeah, this is the, I always remember this bit. It's like the best camp work in the game. The game never does anything this good again.
Oh yeah. It's also like the tightest.
Whoa. This is so cool.
Not only does it never do anything this good again, it never does anything this good again in the whole series. Literally nothing from any Silent Hill game is as good as that.
Ah. But see, to me, that is like one of the arguments in favor of tank controls, is like, is it a little disorienting when the camera does that? Yes, but because you're just holding forward instead of trying to constantly readjust where you're pointing the analog stick, it's way less disorienting than it would have been.
That's true, but games can fake it. They can just have your character move forward sometime. Like they can decide to have a camera angle change that doesn't change like quote unquote forward for your character. I've seen games do that where my character's technically moving left, but I'm still holding forward and still going forward despite a camera change.
It's still a little confusing.
Yeah, but I think that tank controls are also a little confusing in their own way.
What? No, they're totally... No one's ever been confused by tank controls.
This is better than... Kyle, this is better than anything that we've played from Silent Hill, including Silent Hill 2 Remake.
No,
by far. This is far and away the best thing they ever did.
Yeah, it really is. It really started off with a banger.
And I think you can immediately see why we like this game.
Yeah.
Why didn't Silent Hill 2, if Silent Hill 2 is supposed to be so fucking good, why didn't it have a single thing like this?
You just don't get it.
What is this? What's going on here?
Also the most realistic reaction to...
No!
No!
No! No! Well, we're done.
Well, we're done.
That was our look at Silent Hill 1. Thank you for coming. We've established it's the best game in the series. And we can move on.
They drag you to hell.
What? Boy, those little guys. Those pointy triangles in their hands.
Was I dreaming?
How do you feel?
Oh, like I've been run over by a truck. But I'm all right, I guess.
Glad to hear it.
Do we think the game's a little quiet on the stream? Let's see.
Why
A
don't
little
you
quiet on the stream? Let's see.
Why don't you tell me what happened?
Wait a second,
Nope,
I'm
sounds
just
perfect
a
to me.
tourist.
Turn up my headphones a little bit.
I came here for a vacation. I just got here. I don't know what happened. I'd like to find out myself.
I don't know. I don't know what happened. I'd like to find out myself.
Just turned 7 last month. Short, black hair. My daughter.
Sorry. The only person I've seen in this town is you.
Where is everybody?
I'd tell you if I knew, believe me.
Harry Mason already smarter
From
by
what I can
1,000-fold than James
Something
Sunderland.
bizarre's going on.
Pretty sure about that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That's all
He
I
saw a scary thing and was like, "Oh, what's going on?" And then immediately was like, "I think something weird is going on in this town."
What's your name?
Harry. Harry Mason.
Sybil
You-
Bennett.
You better take this gun.
I'm a police officer from Brams, the next town over.
You're right. This game's got the juice.
Phones are all dead.
It's so.
And
This
radio,
is so
too.
much better. Instantly
I'm going
better.
back to call in some reinforcements.
Do you remember your theory on why people are so attached to Silent Hill 2? We talked about it
Hold it.
recently.
Where do you think you're
Let's finish
going?
that.
My daughter. I've got to find her.
I think there's a
No
few
way.
like
It's
there's
dangerous out
multivalent
there.
back.
In that case, I need to find her now. Cheryl's my little girl.
Ketchup and mustard.
I can't just leave her out there by herself.
Have you got a gun?
Just
no.
one. Or wait,
Take this.
no, but I am
Hope I don't
packing.
have to use Now
Talking
listen
about
to
my
me.
dick.
Before you pull the trigger, know who you're shooting. And don't do
What's
it.
your name?
unless you have to.
I gotta find out your name.
It's like
Blasting me by mistake. Got it?
say what you will about Harry Mason's
Thanks.
decision to use this gun. He definitely doesn't know who he's shooting.
You do best to stay
He
nearby.
definitely does not know who he is.
I'll be back with help as quick as I can.
Love the fucking dithering here. It's so intense. Like
Yeah.
whole torso shifting forward and back. I wonder how it looked on a CRT. It's been so long since I've played a game like this on a CRT.
Well, the dithering is the shading effect.
Oh, not
like
the
how everything
dithering,
looks
the,
like
the
checkerboards.
vector, like the
Yeah.
non-rounding of the vectors.
Oh, you mean the vertex warble?
The vertex warble, yeah.
I mean, it was definitely noticeable on a CRT for sure. Like that's just how the PS1 was.
Yeah, but let's quarter the resolution and then see what it looks like.
I mean, this like the signal is 1080, but this is still being rendered in 480. Like as far as I understand,
I
or actually
forgot
like 240 or something.
until recently when I was playing it that the
Remember this?
that I think we talked about this actually. Wait, what?
Sorry.
Oh, the pinball?
No. There's like a good cutaway. Somewhere in here.
That the Sega CD didn't have that.
Get the map.
It chose to decimalize their vectors.
Saturn? Oh,
Saturn. What did I
there
say?
it was. Do you see it?
No.
And it's just there's like a flash of a monster that you can't really tell if you really saw it, if you
Oh,
weren't
okay.
expecting it. You said Sega CD.
Oh, Sega Saturn.
Guess I'm not taking. Wrong. Let's equip. Nope.
Sometimes you step to the side.
Here we go.
Do a little dance. Now attack. That's the last step. Bam. Your
this
theory.
is I hold. This is I tap.
Your theory has always been that people didn't play Silent Hill 1.
Yeah.
And so they
It's-
played Silent Hill 2 first.
Dude, same exact thing as Sonic Adventure 2. It's like the number of people who played Sonic Adventure 2 is like it's like astronomically higher
Is that
than
true?
Sonic
I don't
Adventure
think I
1.
knew that.
So they went back and played Sonic Adventure 1 second and went, "Well, this sucks." It's like, "Yeah, you weren't this
you were
Sonic Adventure 2 didn't exist when this game came out."
right. All of the things that are good about Sonic Adventure 2, like you didn't get to experience them
Yeah.
in Sonic Adventure 1 first. So it's just like, oh yeah, this is just like a less polished version of the game I already like.
And like,
Now
you know,
you
this
can
this
get
was from
your-
an era where like the number of people playing games was like going up by orders of magnitude every year.
Right.
Radio. What's going on with that radio?
What's going on with that radio?
Radio? What's going on with that radio? It's ringing.
You're really hot. Oh, I'm using the wrong button. Shit. No! No! No!
Why don't you get out from the
I'm doing
corner?
a bad job.
You're not even angled the right way. There you go. Yeah, you did a really bad job.
I'm gonna use the gun next time. Oh, sorry, I was wrong. This game's terrible. I love the way the PS1 looks nowadays. Like there was a good while, like when the PS2 and PS3 was out, where the games kind of looked like garbage.
Yeah. Honestly, I think PS2 games look like garbage.
Yeah. No,
I think PS2 games look so bad.
they
Like,
do.
Xbox games look just better enough to be like, oh, everything's not blurry.
Yeah.
And then PS1 games are like so stylized by necessity.
Yeah, I think I like the PS1 compared to the systems that came out later for the exact same reason I like the NES a bit more than the Super Nintendo, is because like
that's crazy.
the
That's
NES,
insane.
the NES and PS1, they weren't like the first 2D and 3D consoles, but they were still so early that like you really had to like hack the console to get something good out of it. Like,
And nobody ever did.
It wasn't equipped to like just be good out of the box, really.
Sure, yeah.
Whereas like the Super Nintendo, it just knew like they had figured out by then what 2D games were gonna be like.
Too easy to make good games on Super Nintendo.
I mean, like,
that's why the Nintendo's better. I think
it's just
different.
less
I just
charming.
think what I
What's
think
going on with that radio?
is that the PS2 was not powerful enough to look good in the way they were trying to make things look good. And so you have a bunch of games that, like, if they looked 15% better, would look nice, but instead look like a horrible smear.
This is not a dream. What's happening?
This is not a dream.
This is not a dream. Yeah. It was so shocking to learn that like in this era of like game voiceover, it wasn't uncommon that like one, you wouldn't have you'd basically have no voice director,
Right.
or like the voice
Correct.
director was just like the lead programmer on the game. They weren't like anyone who like actually knew about directing.
I would
actors.
say probably not even that, because even the fucking lead programmer on a game would be like, you're not supposed to say radio like that.
But often they wouldn't even get a real script.
No.
They would just get a list of all their lines,
Yeah.
completely out of context, and they just be like, all right, go through and read the lines. Crazy.
This is why video games are in such a weird spot.
Guess
Like-
I'll check that alley again. Oh.
Finney Street. Matheson Street. Our favorites.
We got Bachman before King.
Whoa.
That was a big hitch.
You know, do you think that the music that's been playing, especially in the scene with Sybil, I can't remember if we talked about this or we learned this. Again, it's been like 13 years since we played this game, 12 years. But it's so Twin Peaksy. But it's hard to.
I mean, are you asking me, was there Twin Peaks influence on this? And there had to be, right?
I just don't know specifically the music. I don't know who composed it.
Oh,
but
I
like the bass that they used in that scene, it's the exact same bass sound from the beginning of from the Twin Peaks intro. Like the same sounding bass.
No.
And it's not a particularly unique bass
No.
sound. That's the thing. Is
No.
No.
Stop. No.
No, they're getting you. Robot Ghost says, if I remember correctly, a lot of early Silent Hill actors were just the devs going, okay, who do we know who speaks English?
Bro, sure.
And it turned out none of them knew any actors.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, if your dev team spoke English, it's just like, okay, who on the dev team do we think has the coolest voice?
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
Hey, I think I've been here.
Oh, thank God I got a lead pipe.
Isn't the Cheryl sketchbook?
To school.
Second lead pipe,
She's
if you know what I
got
mean.
school.
Huh?
Midwich.
Midwich. It's me. Classic.
It is. 5th birthday, huh?
Kids take a long time to be good at drawing stuff.
I guess you've had more experience with 5-year-olds than me.
Yeah. There's nothing over here.
How's the new couch? How's the new run button couch?
This isn't the first time I've sat on this, is
No,
it?
but now you have some experience on it.
Yeah, it's good. It's a couch.
It's a nice improvement.
Yeah, it's not shedding on me.
Yeah.
It's not shedding pleather all over my skin.
Yeah, the last couch was in rough shape. This one will never shed pleather. It doesn't have pleather to shed.
Goodness. Ah! He got me. No!
Wow, they're really getting
Ah! Game's hard.
Look at him go.
Yeah, you know, famously, when they set out to make this game, they said, we're not doing pre-rendered backgrounds like Resident Evil. We're gonna do full 3D real-time environments.
And they were right.
And then they tried it and realized, oh, this doesn't run, actually. We might need to rein in the draw distance a bit.
Well, I'm curious about the timeline here, because I know that it was, or at least I believe, I heard from the developers of Crash Bandicoot that it was Crash Bandicoot specifically that figured out this way of conserving the microscopic RAM that exists on the PlayStation. By basically drawing a circle of a low cone visibility around the character and loading in the level piecemeal. This game came out, I believe, a year, maybe 18 months after Crash Bandicoot.
At least.
Something like that, yeah. And
like 2, possibly 3, actually.
And so I believe it probably stems, the ability to make this game at all probably stems from Crash Bandicoot.
I remember how to beat these things is you put your back against the wall and they get confused and land on the ground.
Say again?
I remember now that if you're fighting the pterodactyls, you put your back against a wall and the AI kind of gets confused and they land on the ground in front of you.
Oh, nice. It's a good tactic.
Let's try it.
Try it.
Hey.
Well, it did seem maybe to get a little confused,
Yeah,
but it didn't land on the ground. Did he run away? Did he not die? He just ran? That was weird.
I have Rumble in my controller to let me know
look at
I'm
his
hurt.
big dick. He's holding out his big dick. Nice. Yeah, very nice.
I'm practicing. I'm hurt. We gotta go to the store.
Oh, no store this way.
Oh no.
This is the edge of everything.
Oh, the convenience store is back the other way.
But yeah, anyway, again, the generation that succeeds this generation of, you know, PS2 and Xbox, and to a much lesser extent GameCube, I think.
What's lesser about the GameCube?
Hold on, I'm setting up what's lesser about the GameCube. The having like a sparse and empty space in a game like this, I think really works because the game isn't that big to begin with, and so it kind of feels desolate without also being enormous.
Yeah.
What happens in the next generation is they go like, oh my god, we have like so much more RAM. We have like, I don't know what, like, I'm loath to even guess at how low, but like, I don't know, 56 megabytes of RAM instead of 2. I have no clue. Genuinely no clue. Total random guess. No,
you know, come on, damn it!
Is it outside the thing? Can you shoot it?
Wait, what is happening?
He's stuck outside the map. Oh,
no,
there
I got it. There we go. I was surprised to learn. Like, I think the GameCube shot itself in the foot in the same way the N64 did, was that, like, it actually was...
I was so close. 64 megs of RAM rather than 56, so I'm glad that my guess wasn't...
I think you said K, though.
No, I said megabytes.
Oh, whatever. The GameCube was actually, like, significantly more powerful graphically than, like, the PS2.
Yeah.
But it had a lower storage space, and also... I think just because so many people bought the PS2, it ended up getting bad ports of PS2 games anyway.
It did, yeah. Yeah, but so the thing is, though, that because they had all of this RAM, they were drowning in RAM, all of a sudden they could make these huge levels, but they still couldn't put a lot of stuff in the levels. So instead of having these, like, kind of small, sparse levels that kind of feel minimalistic, you have like these big wastelands, like empty wastelands of massive, boring maps. I think that looking back, it's kind of it's not a weak generation because the highs are so high, but the like average game that was coming out at the time is like very samey and weird and like big and empty. You know, I think about like Tatooine
Gordon
in KOTOR as like kind of the typical thing that games were doing at the time.
It's a big desert.
What's that?
The big desert, Keith.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They put in a desert so they didn't have to fill it with stuff. You know, it's a wasteland so that it can be empty. Like they could load in this big area, but they couldn't fill it with stuff. And I think that's the big problem with games of the era of like maps that are too big with not a lot of stuff in them, big open empty spaces because they could make big spaces, and at the time people were happy to have big spaces, and looking back it's like I'd actually rather not have a big empty space. This has nothing to do with Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill 2 doesn't do this.
Backwards S. Or it's an 8. An 8 and an S.
I think it's an 8.
It's an 8. But it can also be a backwards ass.
The Voice of Flux's DVD players were super expensive at the time, right? So I think people bought it for that. Absolutely true.
Definitely, yeah.
Definitely true.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna spend $300
that
on a
was
DVD player.
that was exactly why I didn't get a GameCube. It was like, 'cause
Right.
it doesn't play DVDs.
I just got the DVD thing for disc. It was fine. Also,
Well, GameCube didn't have that.
I had been pirating. Couldn't
Hey!
fit.
Oh,
disc too small or disc too big. Tray too small. You're gonna run out of bullets. I guess it doesn't matter because we're not playing this game very much.
Keep pushing R1 to ready my thing, and that's not the right thing to ready.
I had been torrenting stuff. I had been torrenting video for about as long as that was possible, I think. And so it never really occurred to me to like need DVDs for anything. It was just downloading all the movies that I wanted to watch. What?
I feel maybe this is like the
It's a couple years
time
later.
dilation of youth, but I feel like there was like a number of years in between like DVDs getting huge and like video torrenting being feasible.
You're right. I think you just have to remember our age difference is exactly the length of time.
Yeah, maybe.
That between like wanting
Okay,
to watch
I don't need
DVDs
to.
and also doing that being feasible. Like when the PS2 came out, what year was that?
Jurassic
2001?
Park.
Or 2000?
Cheapest from Jurassic Park. What year? What are you
The
asking me?
PS2 release.
1.
2001.
No, 2000.
2000. I was 8. So I wasn't really concerned about DVDs at the time.
Yeah, that makes sense, I guess.
2.5 years later,
Sure.
10 and a half, 2003, I'm 11. You know, now I'm wanting to watch DVDs and also I'm torrenting DVDs. Or, I'm torrenting video files.
Like a criminal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in 2004, I was pirating. I was pirating Arrested Development and watching it on my computer monitor.
What? That was horseshit.
This guy's got your goat.
Are you kidding me? My back against the wall. What do you think about that?
Wow, Star Crash said at one point they
Maybe
had
it's
considered.
corners. Maybe it's corners.
It's so sad to see like Sega was so close. Like one more good decision or one fewer bad decision may have saved Sega. Star Crash says at one point they had considered putting DVDs in the Dreamcast, but ultimately did not, which was a huge mistake. I think that could have saved Dreamcast, honestly. I've never heard that before. Imagine if, like, 100,000 more people bought a Dreamcast so that they could watch DVDs.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Rip.
And that's how I think that's the low end.
100,000, yeah.
Yeah. But that's, Dreamcast was sort of riding the line. They were, it was really death by 1,000 blows. And, that's the thing about death by 1,000 blows. Death by 1,000 cuts? Is it both?
I would definitely think of it being cuts.
Cuts. One fewer cut, you don't die. That's the thing from that.
Well,
When the straw breaks the camel's back, if you didn't put the straw there, or if someone had taken a few straws off, camel will be fine.
Camel will be fine.
Camel will be fine.
Good point.
Yeah.
Camel be
fine. If the Dreamcast had lived, I think they eventually would have died anyway. But at least we would have gotten a full cycle for the Dreamcast.
Christ. God damn it. This game's really hard.
What are you thinking about this game versus 2 at this point?
I am I do have to admit there's maybe an upside to the enemies at the beginning of the game being ridiculously easy to fight, but
this is a horror game. You're supposed to be horrified.
Yeah. That worked. Oh. I remembered there being a key in the doghouse. Is that a different game?
Different doghouse.
Different doghouse? Think?
Yeah, I think so. Or maybe it is 2. No, it's not 2 because we've already would have found it.
That's weird. Well, I guess I'll just do what the game says and try to walk to the school.
Star Crashes, it's really interesting hearing people from the time, like Jeff Gerstmann, talking about the Dreamcast launch on an old podcast, and how everyone thought it was cool, but still didn't take it seriously, like the upcoming PS2. Yeah, it was a very weird time where, like, Sony was a fucking out-of-nowhere superstar.
Yeah.
And everybody overnight was like, Sony is doing it.
Yeah.
And Sega had, like, made 3 big bad decisions kind of in a row, but in a weirdly super compressed time. Like, it was only a couple years they went from the top of the world to, like, kind of, not a joke, but, like...
It all happened so fast.
And I still can't believe it. I can't believe how fast Sega went from, like, everything to nothing. It was so bizarre, and I have to imagine...
And, you know, I think that part of that is... Oh, shit. Wrong button! I think this is also an element of, like, maybe the game audience exploding in that way, where it's just like...
Right.
It seemed like Sega was one of the real big players, but it turned out there was 10 million people who didn't even have a Sega or Nintendo that bought a PlayStation or something.
Right.
Like, I don't know.
And I can't, you know, I think that Sega was, like, so particularly tied to its own arcade history in a way that limited its reach, especially when, like, Sega was kind of in an internal war of, like, treating America like a massive part of its market and also not doing that, and, like, didn't really stick the landing on either of those things. And I think that, like, Sony, not tied to arcade classics from its past, putting out a bunch of stuff that appealed to everyone.
Yeah. You see this shit?
Doghouse,
You see
11th
this
Street.
Doghouse 11th Street shit?
Yeah, your daughter did this for you to help you.
Wasn't I just at the doghouse on 11th Street? Is this a gun in the shopping cart situation?
This may be a gun in the shopping cart situation, although it might have been a different Streets doghouse.
It wasn't.
It was the same
Not
one.
a different Streets doghouse.
Wait, I
Bad.
couldn't hear you. You're talking quiet again.
No, it wasn't a different street. It was the same street.
Okay. That's a shame.
I mean, it does make sense he wouldn't think to look in the doghouse until he was told that he should look in a doghouse. I must have... I see a doghouse, I'm not going to look for a key in it. And you can take that to the bank.
You can take that to the bank.
Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Don't let them bullshit you like that. You're better than that.
What? Auto aim needs some work.
They say specifically that you have to be close to hit consistently.
You have to, or maybe you have to be close to hit consistently. Wow.
Yeah, when you first died, the tooltip was like, you get better at aiming the closer they are to you.
Maybe you get better at aiming the closer they are to you.
Yeah, it's true. I do.
Wow, that was a big hitch. It's like Seemed like 5 seconds in between pushing X and the thing popping up.
Are you enjoying your time?
I'm enjoying this.
I like this so much more than Silent Hill 2.
Yeah,
I just can't, I don't know how else to explain it other than what I've already done, but it's like, I like everything about this.
Yeah,
more.
I do have a sense that I feel like I can't really justify why I like it so much better, but I just do. And I don't know. You know, the other thing that we did differently when we played Silent Hill 1 was that we played like 2/3 of the game before we released any of it. So we didn't get anyone else's opinion on Silent Hill until we had already like solidified our own opinions about it. Maybe that's the real thing.
But then, you know, like people telling us how good Silent Hill 2 was, how could that have hurt Silent Hill 2's chances? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if anything, it was set up to be
the
an
expectation.
improvement. Yeah, I guess. Something there.
Vulcan. Ooh. I need these. Come on now. Still the camera angle is really the weakest part of both of these games. They're just so often there's stuff you need to see that you can't see, and all you have is the hold L2 to make the camera go behind you thing.
Chat talking about 32X, and I fully stand behind what I've said recently, like reading about and talking about the 32X, which is like the big failure of the 32X was not supporting it.
Yeah,
it wasn't that it was a failure. It was actually it sold millions of 32Xs. Like, I think
so weird.
I think they sold 1 million just at the launch of the 32X. The problem was that one, Sega of America was like, please don't make the 32X.
Yeah,
because we're gonna make a CD console that is also a 32-bit system, so don't make it. And then they made it anyway, and then like all of a sudden they had this thing to support, and then
that they didn't really want to support.
Right, but then the Saturn was coming out, and so they had to transfer a bunch of development resources from 32X games to Saturn games. So they ended up not supporting the 32X. That was the problem. It wasn't that people didn't like the 32X. It was that people bought this thing, 3 games came out for it, and then nothing else ever happened with it. And then the exact same thing happened with the Saturn. The Saturn came out, a bunch of people bought it, actually outsold the PlayStation, or did it outsold? It outsold the PlayStation in Japan. But they didn't have enough developers doing anything, and they were like, shit, we didn't sell enough in the United States, we've got to make the Dreamcast, and they put a bunch of resources into the Dreamcast, and then not enough games came over the Saturn. Even though the Saturn is, I would say, it is within 5% as good of a console as the PlayStation, potentially even 5% higher.
Yeah.
Because it had more RAM, especially with the RAM expansion carts. It had more than double the RAM with the RAM expansion carts, and it had it didn't have the warble. It had, because they didn't do full they did decimal place like vertex shifting instead of the PS1 to save resources that has like full digit calculations on where
I don't think
is
it's
made.
that big, but yeah,
no, it is.
Like
it's full digit. It rounds to the nearest place.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And so yeah, there are ways that the PlayStation is like a graphically better console, and then there's equal or more ways that it isn't. I think they're about equal, in any meaningful way, they're about equal.
Oh shit! Right, I got the key. What does the key say? House key. Oh shit! It's probably just the house in front of the doghouse, right?
Maybe.
It's gotta be.
It's gotta be. Fundamentally, things in a row that they asked people to spend money on.
Yeah.
The 32X, the Sega Saturn, and the Dreamcast, and none of them had enough games. The Dreamcast
had enough games.
The Dreamcast didn't have a long enough cycle to have enough games.
Well, I mean, but it had for each year it was out, it had plenty of games.
Yeah. But then you had,
I think it was just that thing. I think it was maybe the three things are the CD and then the 32X and then the Saturn. And then by the time the Dreamcast came out, it was like Sega had gotten its act together, but no one was willing to listen anymore.
Yeah.
They're all just like, well, or it's not even that. I don't even think people were. I don't think people were against the Dreamcast.
No, they weren't.
I think they were just like, well, the PS2's out next year. I'll just wait and see what happens.
They were in quicksand, and the Dreamcast helped, but not enough to pull them out of the quicksand.
Yeah. I remember like Ready to Rumble Boxing was like a huge hit, or at least it was like a mind share hit. People cared about that game.
Oh, it was a big hit. Yeah, it was a total hit. And then all of the 2K stuff were big hits too.
Oh yeah.
This is for some reason, 2024 is the year we can't stop talking about Sega. I feel like we've had this conversation so many times.
Are we sure that hasn't been every year?
I think that post Sonic Let's Play, we didn't talk about Sega a lot. And then for some reason in this last year, it keeps coming up.
I was shocked to learn that the 32X sold well, because that's it's not how anyone
really
remembers it.
Yes, people consistently misremember everything.
Everything about Sega,
everything
basically.
about everything,
and everything about everything.
Everything about
yeah.
everything.
You're right. Well, it's also like it's hard to know that at the time. Like all you know is you either bought one or didn't buy one.
Right.
It's like you only hear about sales numbers later.
It is like once a narrative gets set that it like feels kind of explanatory, if enough people are saying it or if like the right person is saying it, it gets locked in as reality. And then it's difficult to talk about that thing because everybody's like, I think I know exactly what happened here. We don't know exactly what happened. All I can tell you is that if they made triple the amount of games for the 32X and then didn't make the Sega Saturn, and then still made the Dreamcast.
Oh, man.
Or if they didn't make the 32X, put out the Saturn, 6 months earlier, and still made the Dreamcast, it would be a very different Sega that we're talking about, I think.
The Sega Genesis really was a huge hit. That was one that was big enough
massive
to know at the time. Was like, it just everyone had a Sega.
Everyone, yeah. It was huge.
And that's so interesting. Like, that was interesting to learn was that, like, the Genesis actually sold more than the Super Nintendo, but it was kind of like their sales kind of flagged in the later years, and Super Nintendo got a huge boost at, like, the last minute from, like, Donkey Kong Country. Like, people remember Donkey Kong Country as being one of the biggest hits on the Super Nintendo, but people don't remember that was, like, the year before the N64 came out. Like, it was so late in the game.
Yeah. Shadow is one of the things that gets forgotten is a lot of 32Xs will return to retailers. They also overproduced them during the Saturn era. A big source of financial problems were all the 32X back inventory. Yeah, but why were there return 32Xs? Because they never put out any games for it. Okay, bye. Like that's totally true, but people only returned it because they didn't have any games. Like, by the end of the 32X, I think it was, 32 games, 35 games, 36 games, something like that. 34 games. There we go. Thank you. And some of those games are all right, but just fundamentally didn't make any sense. I'll say this. I love the Sega Saturn. I have always loved the Sega Saturn. I had a Sega Saturn, post facto. I think it was like 2002, or maybe it was like 90. No, it's probably like 99. I probably had one after I got the Dreamcast, but before I had an Xbox. And I had a PS1 as well. But I think that probably they would have been better off without ever putting out the Saturn. And it's not because the Saturn wasn't good. It was because of people not buying. Like, if they only had one chance to get people back on their side, it should have been the Dreamcast.
Oh, the other thing about the Saturn is that they had a lot of their developers. They had Sonic teams spinning their wheels on Sonic Extreme that ends up never coming out. Yeah. And they've got Yu Suzuki, I think, was responsible for some of their biggest arcade hits, and he's trying to make Shenmue that whole time. Shenmue started as a Saturn game.
And the Panzer Dragoon Saga team spent years making Panzer Dragoon Saga.
Oh, man.
That game came out after the Saturn. This is so sad. The Saturn was dead in the water, and Panzer Dragoon Saga comes out, and people are like, "This is a masterpiece."
Yeah. And that was also that was just before like RPGs really became a big deal in America. You know, that was still like those weird games for nerds.
Such an American game. Like it was so, I feel like, way more than Final Fantasy.
I've never
Panzer
played
Dragoon Saga. We got to play Panzer Dragoon Saga. It's like 12 hours.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, it's so short.
Oh, I thought it was a huge game.
Okay, but Panzer Dragoon Saga is maybe the greatest game of all time. Yeah, that's maybe true. I mean, it's not my favorite game of all time, but it is so astronomical. It's so ambitious, and unlike something like Sega Sonic Extreme, which was unable to capitalize on the ambition because it I mean, like a lot of the failed games, the like C- games of the PS2 era, it was too much. They were just trying to do too much on too little hardware. Like, the Sega Saturn is not a system for fast stuff. They could have made the greatest of all time side-scrolling Sonic game.
Like, that's literally the premise of Sonic Mania. Is like, what if they had made a 2D Sonic game on the Saturn?
Right.
You know, even you go to the options, like the button mapping, the controller they show you is a Sega Saturn controller.
Starcrusher Sonic Team was doing Knights. Yes, they also were doing Knights.
Yes, they also did that.
But they were doing Knights because they couldn't get Sonic to work, right? They were like, we can't waste them. Or maybe they had moved on. Maybe the thing was that Sonic Team had moved on to developing Sonic Adventure for the Dreamcast, so they were like, well, we've got to have something on. Knights was a launch game, was it?
No, it was a later game.
I can't remember.
But I don't know the story. I mean, like, Sonic Team also did like Billy Hatcher while they were doing other. I don't know. Yeah. They didn't always only do Sonic. But you know, and
Well, Billy Hatcher was after the Dreamcast died.
I still don't think Knights was a very good game, though. I've never given it like the college try or whatever. But
we gave it a high school try recently.
I really think, you know, I know people who really like. Oh, okay. This circle is not for the key. This is for. What the hell? I thought I had. Oh. What's going on here? Where am I finding these keys? I know people who really like a game. Here we go.
Evil. That's evil.
People who really like a game, I to understand, they don't want to hear you be like, it was a bad idea to make this game because, like, audiences didn't want this or whatever, but, like,
right.
You know, it when you're presented with the narrative of, like, Sega of Japan took over Sega and, like, wouldn't listen to Sega of America tell them that no one wants, like, a weird dream game about a French clown that, like, flies through the air or whatever, and, like, little, like, Cupid doll children. But okay. I mean, you look at that fucking game. Who the fuck would have wanted to play that fucking game? Like, it looks so dumb.
Counterpoint. The thing that people like best about the Dreamcast is, and to a lesser extent, the PS1.
I grant what you're about to say.
And the GameCube, is that it was full of bizarre, weird games for weirdos that are weird and strange. And it's not so much like the premise doesn't work, that the game just isn't quite fun to play.
Yeah, you're right.
And that if Knights was as fun as Choo Choo Rocket,
right,
that it doesn't matter that it's a weird game about a clown who flies around.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. Maybe it's like I'm trying to like people who like Knights are so insistent that it's a fun game, and maybe I'm like accepting their premise. Like, okay, it was a fun game, but it didn't look fun to
another
people.
one of the big problems with the Saturn, I think maybe an underappreciated problem, is that who is the Sega of America president who got duped into releasing it day and date with E3?
Well, Tom Kalinske was the Sega of America guy, but I think he wasn't involved in that decision.
He was not involved in the decision. He was forced to do it, though.
Right.
He was made to be the announcer guy. Tom Kalinske, when he left because of having to do that, he quit despite knowing what he was doing and being a really good fit for Sega being popular in America. The guy that they replaced him with
was,
I don't remember his name.
Peter Moore.
Peter Moore goes, yeah. All these Japanese games, we're not doing those. Stop trying to put those out in America. Nobody wants them. And so everybody who bought a Sega Saturn in America had no games to play, and they never ported any of those Japanese games to America. And so you had a wildly limited library in the biggest market, the way bigger, huge, enormous video game market that was burgeoning in America. And my memory is that Sony didn't have this problem because they were like kind of treating their audience as a global market at the time.
They had third-party development.
And they had third-party development,
Capcom do anything on the Saturn? What did Capcom do on the Saturn? Capcom was such a powerhouse back then. I thought this alley was red
I'm
because
tell you
there's
right now what Capcom did on the Saturn.
I will admit I went in on
Cyberbots Full Metal Madness, Dungeons and Dragons Shadows over Mystria, Warriors of Fate, Vampire Survivor The Lord of Vampire.
What?
Vampire
Survivor?
Sorry. Vampire Savior The Lord of Vampire.
Okay.
Night Warriors Darkstalker's Revenge, Three Wonders, Street Fighter Alpha, and Street Fighter Alpha 3.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Which were also on PS1.
Those are the trending pages. They have a huge other page of other things. Let's see. Okay. Anything interesting? Commando, Resident Evil?
Oh.
Resident Evil?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard of that.
Let's see. Super Gem Fighter Mini Mix.
Okay.
Three Wonders, Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter, Mega Man 8, Mega Man X3, and Mega Man X4.
Okay.
A lot of stuff.
So they
X-Men
did not
versus
ignore
Street Fighters, X-Men, Children of Atom.
They did not ignore the Saturn.
They did not ignore the Saturn.
No.
Vampire Savior's Darkstalker 3.
Oh, right. Yeah, because I mean, if at that time it'd be like if you didn't have Capcom, that truly would have been the kiss of death.
Wait, I thought that Darkstalkers was Vampire Savior 2. Maybe those are both true. But yeah, I think it was really tough for Sega of Japan, to give them a little credit. I think it was a little tough to see how things were trending in terms of like their arcade catalog being big sellers for the home market.
Yeah, it really, I will say, it doesn't sound like an easy time to have been in charge of a video game platform.
Yeah, it doesn't, and I think I want to give them credit for, not credit. I forgive them for not seeing the way the wind was blowing when they're from Japan. Japan arcades were still huge.
Right.
People were spending tons of money
Yeah.
in Japan, and people in Japan were buying all of those arcade games.
Yeah.
And made it really hard to see that that's not where video games were going at the time. In America, I think it was easy to see that that's not where video games were going at the time.
Yeah.
And so, like, I do appreciate that it would be difficult to hear from Sega of America being like, people don't want to buy these arcade games, and then you're sitting there in Japan being like, but look at all of these fucking arcade games that we're selling.
And especially because a lot of the story of video games in that time had been like, it was people going, this is popular in Japan, I bet if we bring it to America it'll be a hit, and then it was, right? Like that was like the NES in general. Like no retailers wanted the NES, but they're like, but we're gonna push for this because we think it'll sell well if it gets in people's hands, and it did.
Yeah. But it was sort of it was a like, you know, it was like the final scream of that kind of game. Like after that, it was kind of over.
The arcade game?
The home port of the arcade game.
Right.
Like Saturn was its last home, really.
Yeah. There's, you know, Dreamcast also had a good number of them, but same. Whatever.
Where are you going? How is this going?
We've perhaps hit, you know, the first real stumbling block here, which is like, I need 3 keys to open a door. It's marked on the map, but like, is it?
Show me the map. How many keys have you gotten? 2?
I got 1 key.
Oh, just 1?
I think I got the one that was here, and then this alleyway, I think that's a key mark, is that red line, but I went up and down that alleyway. I didn't find shit.
You want me to look up where the keys are?
No, don't look up where the keys are.
Really?
Gotta find it on my own.
'Cause
I just found the second key.
Okay, you did? That looks like ammo to me.
No, it's in the trunk. It's in the trunk. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Hey, fuck you. The Key of Lion.
Key of Lion.
The
They were
air
just
guy?
lying there in the trunk.
Oh my god. I still want to know how Sonic Team went from trying to make Sonic Extreme to making Sonic Adventure in 8 months.
Hey, it's nice when you have a video game console that's powerful enough to do anything.
Yeah, you can tell that was like the first real 3D console that had like the juice to do anything, because people will still look at any bad looking game on a modern console and be like, this looks like a Dreamcast game. Like to be like, this looks like it's like this weird like backhanded compliment. Like they're insulting the game by saying it looks like the Dreamcast, but they're really complimenting the Dreamcast by being like, 20 years later, Dreamcast, I still think of Dreamcast games.
Yeah. And it's also funny because like
it's in a weird way you're saying like, in my memory, the Dreamcast could do things that looked like ugly PS5 games. You know, like
I still think like, you know, it's just a stylistic thing more than anything else. I kind of feel like the Dreamcast was doing like what if N64, but like on a disc and more fidelitous, and that led to like a lot of really beautiful polygonal games that hold up really well, versus the PS2 where it's like, I'm gonna play Jack and Daxter, and there's so much going on with these character designs that everything is blurry instead of being sharp.
You know, this is actually maybe that's where their arcade heritage was maybe helping them, was like they had been in the habit of like making these like eye-catching games that like you just looked at it and it made you happy and you wanted to play it, and they like brought that to the home console. We got her.
That's interesting.
You see this guy? This motherfucker wanted to look this up. Do you believe this guy?
Well, you had told me that you were having trouble.
I was having trouble.
Starcrash's Dreamcast also had really sharp video output compared to the PS2. PS2 looks blurry as fuck. I always thought that that was like just trying to do too much with the graphics. I didn't know that that would have anything to do with the video output. Although
they don't know either. Don't listen. They don't know what they're...
I don't know. All I'm doing is reporting what I'm seeing here. But the PS2 is so fucking blurry. It's so blurry. It's so blurry.
You know, like...
This is what I was saying. I said it an hour ago. I was like, PS2 looks blurry. This is what we were talking about in the diner.
This was also a thing with the N64. It's interesting, like... I wonder how much of that was people shooting themselves in the foot with, like, anti-aliasing that they thought was helping. Like, oh, it looks more realistic if you don't see the jaggy edges on things. But instead, it just made everything look blurry.
But you wouldn't have even seen them on a fucking CRT anyway. The CRT has built-in anti-aliasing.
Yeah, that is true.
StarCrash also says, and Dreamcast had a lower polygon budget, but a much higher texture RAM, so it leads to simpler but clearer designs. This is what I've been saying for a year now.
That makes sense.
All these early consoles live and die by all the disc-based stuff, specifically. The disc didn't make any sense until they had enough RAM to actually do anything.
Yeah, totally. Well, except for, ironically, like... I bet what Nintendo really didn't account for when they decided to do cartridges for the NES, or sorry, the N64.
Yeah.
Is that like, I bet that's one of their arguments is like, well, you can't even use all that storage space anyways, who cares? Well, of course, we know what they did with this extra storage space was loaded up with like, music and
CD audio,
pre-rendered cutscenes.
Yeah, pre-rendered cutscenes.
As a kid, I didn't understand that the PS1 was not doing anything impressive to play those CG cutscenes.
Right.
Like,
it was just video files.
Yeah, I understood, like, that's not what the... Like, I knew...
It can do it, but Nintendo couldn't.
Like, I knew that it wasn't playable, but in my mind, I was like, oh, there's something about the PS1 that can do this that the N64 can't do, and that's amazing to me, because I think these cutscenes look so good.
Yeah. Even though, on the whole, every single N64 game looks better than a PS1 game.
Yeah.
Shatter says PS2 is the first time they had different shading, which led to a lot of developers overdoing the shading so everything looks dark and blurry, while the Dreamcast had bright color for polygons. Yeah, even if you look at games that are on both, like Need for Speed?
Nah.
No, what's that fucking racing game that's on?
Sega Rally.
Sega Rally.
I think that was on both consoles.
Let's see. I was thinking of... I mean, maybe it's Sega Rally. I don't think it's Sega Rally.
No, I was kidding. Because it was called Sega. Of course, it wouldn't have been
Sega
on PS1.
GT 2002 was on Xbox.
Well, that's because the Dreamcast died and they hitched their wagon to the Xbox because they were mad at Sony.
Yeah, they were mad at Sony. When they did not have a right to be mad at Sony, genuinely.
No, not really. Or maybe it's more that Microsoft was desperate for Sega's allegiance. Got a flashlight.
Oh, also, Dreamcast did have a pre-existing relationship with Microsoft.
Oh, yeah, because it ran on a Windows thing.
It did.
Yeah. I think I cut this bit out of the original Silent Hill playthrough because I realized I was wrong later. But like when it got nighttime here, I thought that was like the equivalent of the other world.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh, this is we went to the other thing. I didn't know what to call it at the time.
Tokyo Extreme Racer. That's what I'm thinking of.
Tokyo Extreme Racer. What the hell
you
is
look
that?
at them and you can instantly see the difference between the games. Like in a technical sense, the PS2 does look better. You've got like way more naturalistic lighting on the cars. You have way like a more convincing kind of metallic texture. But stylistically, Dreamcast looks better. It does look better.
Yeah, Dreamcast also benefited from having a lot of like games that were on like PS1, N64, and Dreamcast, and the Dreamcast version just blew every other version out of the water.
Yeah.
And there was Bleamcast. It was a very strange thing.
Dreamcast.
I didn't know about Bleamcast until years and years ago.
No, me neither.
But that's like, hey, do you want the vertexes to not warble in Metal Gear Solid? Buy Bleamcast.
Chatter says Code Veronica was a good example of it looking way better on the Dreamcast than PS2.
Then PS2, really?
I have not seen that, but I'll take your word for it.
Code Veronica is
Oh,
well,
I don't have to take your word for it.
It's
Look
a
it up right
Resident
now.
Evil game I enjoyed but have not finished, and I always want to go back and
versus
finish it.
PS2. Code Veronica. Let's see.
Am I doing it, Mommy? Are you loving me
But
for running
at
past all these enemies?
Yeah, I
Do
mean,
you
I think
finally
it's-
love me?
I'll say this.
I'm
it's-
talking to the Silent Hill fans, not you.
I just figured since they can't answer that I would answer.
Oh, do you speak for them now?
I do.
Go
I
ahead.
speak for the plebs. No, I still don't love it.
Oh.
Yeah, you're not running past enough. You're wasting too much ammo. You're getting hit for no reason.
It's like my real mom. Ah!
Sorry, I don't think you can all hear that, but Kyle screamed because a cutscene from Code Veronica started playing.
Yeah. I don't know. It sounds like it would be hard to on the fly compare two versions of a game by going on YouTube.
Well, it's a YouTube comparison between the two games.
Well, never mind then.
So there you go.
That was Code Veronica was the first full 3D Resident Evil game.
Yeah, I would say at the very least, they look the same.
Yeah, well, I imagine the PS2 version's just a port of the Dreamcast game. It came out after.
Yeah.
Well, here we are in the school. I don't know how much further we want to go here, but we made it.
I love the school.
Ah, what's this? Oh, god damn it! You did it again. There was like a creepy music, a surprising music sting that I thought was in Silent Hill.
Yeah,
but
it was like a violin going like. But no, that was Code Veronica. Thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I still like it.
Still like it.
You know, obviously it also has rough edges, but I said that at the time. It was,
It's rough vertices. What it has.
Yeah, the rough edges are warbling all over the place in this game. But you know, still just what I was surprised when I got to Silent Hill 2 and it was like, oh, this doesn't feel more fun to play. That's weird. It feels more satisfying to fight the enemies. Like the enemies are threatening.
Yeah, they are.
You know, in Silent Hill 2, a lot of the times it felt like, well, I'll just kill this because it'll be so annoying not to.
Right.
Whereas in this one, it feels like if I don't deal with this enemy now, there's a good chance that I'm like killing myself by like trying to get around it in a tight space.
To say something for Silent Hill 2,
And then we got all this stuff. That was good. All the-
like, I do really like the turn that they do in 2, where in Silent Hill 1, Silent Hill is about evil people trying to turn a town into hell by reviving a demon. And in Silent Hill 2, it's like, no, Silent Hill is like this guy, the darkness of a man's mind manifesting inside a town where evil things have happened.
That's definitely the best thing about 2 for sure.
It is like such a great kind of twist of what Silent Hill 2 means. Unfortunately, it's a twist that changed the trajectory of Silent Hill and the games to come in a way that is only bad. Like every other Silent Hill game suffers from trying to capitalize on that thing from Silent Hill 2.
Are we sure that 3 and Homecoming don't do a lot more of the Silent Hill 1 thing?
3 is a kind of a blend of both, I guess.
Yeah,
3 kind of tries to do a little bit of both.
Homecoming, I think, also is, right? And there's a lot of like evil cult stuff in that game, right?
Yeah. There is a lot of evil cult stuff, but it's also like kind of rerunning the Silent Hill 2 like mystery of a man's trauma thing.
Mm-hmm.
Full name TBD says 3 is pretty heavily sequel to 1, to be fair.
Yeah.
But it's also it also invents the like Silent Hill 2, it can extend.
Oh, that was the courtyard, not the outside.
Outside of Silent Hill, the town, Silent Hill, the idea, which to me feels very Silent Hill 2. Like Silent Hill 2 is the thing that goes to find Cheryl. Look at those little guys. I bet they're friends.
They're not friends. They have triangles in their hands, and the triangles hurt.
They're at the school, so they're kids.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucked up.
Yeah. Violent and disturbing images. Oh, no!
You jumped right back into him, and now he got your ass.
Oh, what?
He got your ass.
I was trying to see if I had a quick turn. Instead, I had a hop backwards.
Jesus Christ. This is like a hotel for dogs, except instead of a hotel, it's a school. Instead of dogs, it's zombie children.
The dogs have no skin. I guess that's our time with Silent Hill 1. I would still play more Silent Hill 1 right now, but we got other things to do.
Yeah. Is there a cutscene in the school? Is there a cutscene early on in the school? We could see a cutscene.
Not to my memory. I don't think there's any more cutscene for a while.
Okay. Always the highlight of these games to me are the cutscenes.
But speaking of Sega, we could go to Sonic CD.
It's up to you. I mean, to me, it would feel easy to go from this to playing the next to playing Silent Hill 2.
Maybe a break.
Remake?
Maybe a break from Silent Hill for a minute.
I understand the impulse to have a break from Silent Hill. I just feel like in terms of experiencing a game, it would be very legible to have a back-to-back comparison.
To you're saying original Silent Hill 2? Is that what you said?
Either Silent Hill 2 or Silent Hill 2 Remake. Just like staying in the Silent Hill brain, not having to jump from it and then back to it. You want a Moxie? Well, that'll put some pep in your step.
I got Diet Coke.
You don't want a Moxie, you want Diet Coke?
Listen, I don't want to reopen old arguments, but they fucking changed the formula, and I don't want this fake ass Moxie.
I don't think they did. I think
it's inexcusable. It's
when was your last Moxie?
I don't know, but the crux of the argument here is you're always misunderstanding my timeline on when they changed it.
Sure.
I don't think they changed it from when you and I taste tested it for Run Button whenever. I think they had already changed it by then. Because I remember being in high school and being like, knowing that Moxie was gonna be disgusting, like knowing I already didn't like it, and then trying it and being like, oh, it's even worse than I remember. And like that was when I was in high school, and then years later we tried it again. It was like, oh, this is fine. It can't possibly be the same.
I have two arguments. Argument number one: taste buds change. This is a fact. Taste buds change every 7 years.
I guess
this
true,
is absolutely
but...
true. The second thing is, I fully believe that people's perception of their own experience is heavily mediated through a layer of society. And so if you're going in, like, if you're with friends and everybody's joking about how Moxie is gross, or if you have this like social understanding that Moxie is the worst thing in the world, and then you have a sip, your mental reference point that Moxie is gross will inform your taste buds and your perception of it.
I absolutely hear you on this. If it was anything other than food, I would agree, like, totally.
Yeah.
But the thing is, what I've realized is these food companies change their formulas and don't tell you all the time. And so, like, there's been so many times, like, I just had a Twinkie the other day, and I'm just like, I don't care what anyone fucking says. This does not taste like how Twinkies used to taste. Like, it's so different.
I have a third point. Point number 3. I tell people Moxie is great. I don't know what people are talking about. Moxie's delicious. Try some Moxie. And they will take a sip and they're like, oh my God, this is vile. This is like disgusting. So,
okay, you know what? Go get me one right now. Maybe I'll taste it and be like, it isn't good. Oh, it's cold. Let's see. I guess I forget. I don't like the new Moxie guy.
No, but I love the colors.
Yeah, it just tastes like root beer.
It doesn't taste like root beer.
It does.
It has a powerful gentian aftertaste.
I'm actually surprised by how not different from root beer it tastes. I remember thinking that after they changed the formula, it just tastes like root beer. I bought into your whole narrative. I was expecting to not like it this time.
No, I wasn't saying... My argument wasn't that you wouldn't like it. I expect everyone to like it, but people taste this and go, this is vile. Which is insane. Obviously insane, which is just to back up my theory of people's sort of like social position informing their literal physical bodies.
I mean, their slogan here is distinctively different. I gotta say, I don't even think it's very distinctive.
I think it has a powerful gentian root aftertaste. You can taste it.
I actually think it's quite mellow. I don't think there's anything powerful about the flavor of this, weirdly.
It is mellow. This is why my argument is to people who don't like it. I'm like, what are you even not liking about this? It's such a soda. I mean, it's hard to... This was the most... People think of Moxie...
I swallowed bad.
Oh, sorry about that. People think this was the most popular soda in America until World War II. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't an underdog soda. I mean, it is now. But, like, this isn't just some, like, weird niche thing that only lunatics like. This was, at one point, the taste of the country was Moxie.
I have to look into... I got to find out if there's... I got to know if there's academia on the Moxie formula.
Yeah.
How heavily have people investigated?
Skyward says never had Moxie, but Keith got me addicted to Nantucket Nectar's Red Plum. Hell yeah. Nantucket Nectar's Red Plum. That's really good shit. Yeah, Moxie's local. I mean, it wasn't local, but it is now a sort of Maine. It radiates out from Maine.
It wasn't local?
Well, no, it was, like I said, it was the most popular soda in America.
Oh, but it was still came from
right, but now
New
it is
England.
only known locally.
Where it's like weird. It's like, oh, came from California, but they were driven eastward to the sea.
No, this is an old-timey patent medicine, basically.
Yeah, well, they all are.
No, Sprite is not.
Well, okay, fine. But like, that was so fun to me when I learned it's called Dr. Pepper, because it was literally like, this is Dr. Pepper's medicine.
I thought it was called Dr. Pepper because it was invented by a pharmacist who was just really into soda.
Whoa. You're saying like that it wasn't presented as medicine.
No, I think we're both right because it was invented in 1885. Dr. Pepper doesn't feel that old. Dr. Pepper feels like a 70s drink to me. I knew that it wasn't a 70s drink.
Oh,
but Dr. Pepper feels so modern comparatively.
Get out of here.
Yeah, there's even where I am in Rhode Island, there's only a couple places to get Moxie. I go to the Shaw's about 15 minutes north of here to get my Moxie. And they recently had a 2-for-1, which normally this is the difference between me and Isaac. If something that I want is a 2-for-1, I will get 2 of them and pay 1. Isaac will get 4 of them and pay 2 to be like, but it's 2-for-1, so you got to capitalize on it.
What? Why? Yeah, why would you not?
Because now I have 48 cans of Moxie in my house.
Oh, wait, do we get the wolf in here? Remember the wolf? The wolf that was, I guess we didn't,
I thought it was on the chalkboard, the front chalkboard.
It ended up all over the place.
Oh, okay.
What the hell is that thing up there?
And I don't really drink soda. That's the other thing. Like, I have Red Bull sometimes. I have Diet Coke sometimes. I have regular Coke sometimes. Like, if I'm at a restaurant, I'll get a soda. But we don't keep soda in the house. So, going from having 0 soda in the house to having 48 cans of Moxie is crazy. Oh, wait, who's that? Look. It's not it's right there. Look at that creepy
Who
thing.
the fuck?
Who is that? Don't like.
It was so fun. I don't.
The rabbit thing is what I was talking about.
Oh, the rabbit
Donnie
thing?
Darko over there.
Oh, I was looking at like the 2 people.
No, I was looking at Donnie Darko. That's creepier to me.
Oh yeah, that is creepy. It was so fun learning that that a lot of the school here was just based on Kindergarten Cop, because that was like their easiest way to see an American elementary school, even though that school looks insane in that movie.
Yeah.
And so even some of this artwork on the wall is just copied from Kindergarten Cop.
Like, considering the budget of these games, don't you think it would have been really inexpensive to like send a photographer to America from Japan?
I don't know what the
I mean, imagine what you think the budget of this game was. Add $600 to it.
Creepy.
And I'm surprised people in the chat haven't heard me talk about Moxie before, because it's not like,
oh, that's crazy.
It's not rare.
That's most of what Keith talks about.
Most of what I talk about.
Oh, come on now. We're getting silly, okay.
But, yeah, it has an impression of being a disgusting drink for weirdos. It is like a slightly bitter root beer. It's herbaceous. It's good. I don't know. When people don't like it, I don't know what they're talking about. Like, I don't understand. It's like, it's sweet. It's a little bitter. It's just kind of like an herbaceous aftertaste root beer. But instead of...
I don't even think it has an aftertaste.
It does have an aftertaste. Maybe you just have a bad tongue. Because we've done a lot of tasting here, and your common thing is like, it tastes like coffee, tastes like tea,
tastes like taste.
It tastes like what it just tastes like. And I'm like, how can you not get more specific than that?
Take another sip. I've almost drank the entire can.
Take another sip and focus on it, because you don't get an aftertaste if you just chug it. Take a sip, let it sit, swallow, and let's ruminate on the aftertaste. You feel that bitter herbaceousness?
I mean, I get a little hint of it, as I have thus far.
Yeah.
That I still stand by it being really mellow.
It's mellow.
It's
not.
You have to be hunting for that aftertaste.
But
I
some
think.
to some people, that bitterness is vile and disqualifying. And I think that they're lying. I don't think that they're being honest, either with me or with themselves.
I have no choice but to agree. I can't find this fucking wolf. I'm crying
Wolf
on the inside. Wow.
Ooh, classroom.
I'm gonna bolt down the hall, try to find this goddamn wolf, which I believe the wolf was also taken from Kindergarten Cop. I just loved that wolf.
Come on!
Very creepy children. Nope, wrong button. Ah! Wolf! Wolf!
Oh, there he is.
Hey!
The kids don't want you to see the wolf. Shoot him in the head. Wolf.
Wow, there he is.
That is a great.
I love this wolf.
It's a great wolf.
And the leaves are really good. Gross.
I muted. No one heard
Okay,
that.
I was gonna say I don't think it made it into the mic.
Yeah, I muted myself.
Keith did a big gross burp.
Moxie's very carbonated.
Car!
I like that they label everything so that I know what it is.
Well, I guess that's
Zoo. America.
Yeah, now that's believable as something that would be in a
Yeah.
American elementary classroom.
Do you want to go out on the Pledge of Allegiance?
Cut? I'm sorry. Smaller wolf. Wolf
Smaller
again, but
wolf.
smaller.
What is that other one? Sorry, go back. Go 2 lockers to the left here.
Ooh.
To the left of the sunflower. What
this
is
one?
that? Yeah. Is there a first person button?
No, this is as close as we get to a first person button. It could be something on a pedestal.
Maybe. I don't like
Cat
it.
on a pedestal.
Cat on a pedestal.
But
with
you
like,
could
what,
also
2
see it as a
drapes?
really creepy face thing.
Yeah, I don't like it.
With like a long place where a mouth should be.
Someone says
isn't.
bleach bottle. Okay, yeah, it does kind of look like a bottle of bleach.
It does.
Yeah, I see. Oh,
Yeah.
maybe it's
Milk-
Oakhurst chocolate milk.
Milk bottle, yeah. Could be Oakhurst chocolate milk. In fact, I think that's probably the most likely thing for it to be. We are in Maine after all.
Yeah, we're in Maine, so it's probably Oakhurst.
What the hell is that?
Oh, it's a little ghost kid.
If I had used the right button, I would have killed it. I hate how these things grab you. It's hard to avoid.
All right, is that it for us here?
Unfortunately, I think that's it for us here.
Well, just in this game. We're going to play more games.
Yeah. If you're watching on the stream, we're not going anywhere. But yeah, I mean, like I could just play this whole game, which is exactly like this. I think I played through this game like 1 or 2 extra times after we did the Let's Play
Isn't it
originally.
crazy?
So like, yeah, I just really like this game.
Isn't it crazy how much we like this game
Yeah.
versus how much we dislike Silent Hill
And
2,
they're
despite
not-
how similar they are?
I have to admit, they're not that different, but
It's-
just Silent Hill 1 has the juice.
It just has it. Yeah, it just
Yeah.
really has it. And I think it's impossible to disagree. This is the Moxie of video games.
Silent Hill 2 is Moxie after they changed the formula, and it didn't have what made it special anymore.
I'm going to look it up. Before we go, I'm just gonna look
We've
it up.
already looked it up, but there's
But maybe there's new information. Did Moxie change its recipe?
I think the strongest evidence we have is that you yourself have found that there's like a whole like community of Moxie drinkers that have switched to the diet Moxie because they think Moxie tastes different. Like
Yes.
if they've been drinking it the whole time, wouldn't they know?
Well, you heard my theory, right? You remember?
You think Moxie paid him off?
No, I think that they
Coca-Cola
smoked
paid 'em
cigarettes and their taste buds have slowly died over the years so that they can't taste the bitter in the Moxie. So, because we're talking about old men from Maine.
Well, it's indisputable.
Did you see what Courtney was saying in the Discord? Courtney went into the Coco Zone to talk about the assassinated healthcare CEO, to be like, my ideas about killing people were right. And I was like, you invented killing people?
You know what?
No.
Okay.
And I was, and then she was like, no, my idea about making people, like shooting people in the kneecaps and making them walk through the desert. You remember that?
Oh, sir. How could I forget?
So I was like,
you're trying to be like, Courtney, the thing you said was still crueler than shooting the guy in the back with a pistol.
Not only was it crueler, but it also wasn't killing them, because the idea was that they were allowed to go free if they survived. But what I said was, you were not talking about billionaires. This is revisionist history. And then she said, all billionaires and CEOs are criminals. Name one that isn't. And I was like, but that's not what we were talking about. You were talking about like regular criminals. And then she said,
I think
this was
she
just from
specifically
today.
brought up child molesters.
Right. You guys were, which again, if you want to deal with child molesters, just like giving them a shot to go free because they were so tough, it like doesn't make any sense. And then she said, you guys weren't listening right at the time, and I can change history when I learn new things. All right, we're recording.
Great. It's got the wrong, I set the time. It forced me to set the time with the internet, and it gave me the wrong fucking time.
What the hell?
It's setting. There's just no, I guess I won't say there's no reason, but anytime I see
there's no rhyme or reason.
Anytime I see a manual daylight savings time setting, I want to ask why. Like, is this future proofing in case we ever get rid of daylight savings time? You don't want to assume daylight savings time?
Which we are doing.
Yeah, maybe.
They voted on it. They just haven't done anything about it yet.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they already voted that we should get rid of it. Like 18 months ago.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
Are you sure you didn't hear about like a different country and just think, yeah, we should do that
US daylight savings. Yeah. On March 25th, 2022, so exactly when I said, the U.S. Senate passed the Sunshine Protection Act by unanimous consent. This change would have meant that daylight savings time zones would no longer return to standard time and remain on DST all year round. It would have started November 5th, 2023. I don't know what happened. Oh, it didn't pass the House of Representatives. Wow, what a bunch of fucking pieces of shit.
God, the act measure titles are in our government are so deranged.
Yeah.
Daylight Protection Act.
Yeah.
Like
Sunshine Protection Act.
Sunshine Protection Act.
And apparently they
So we're not getting rid of daylight savings time. Or I mean, if it had passed, we wouldn't have been getting rid of it. We would have been adopting it permanently.
Oh, so the reason that they rejected it, I guess, was because the American Academy of Sleep Medicine and the American College of Chest Physicians and the World Sleep Society wanted the opposite. They didn't want permanent daylight savings. They wanted permanent not daylight savings, which is psychotic.
I mean, I was thinking, like, I remember hearing it's like not good for you to be in daylight savings time, but all I know is that the sun's out longer and that's nice. That's all I know about daylight savings time.
You
know, and it's different for every part of the country and world. If you're doing this, it's always different. But here on the East Coast, going that day in November when it clicks over from daylight savings time back to standard, it is miserable.
It's miserable.
It sucks.
It gets dark at 4 p.m. basically.
4:30.
4:30.
Yeah.
It's awful. It feels
4:30.
terrible. And what I tweeted was on Blue Sky, actually, like when that happened, was that not only should we abolish daylight savings, we should do a double daylight savings. In the spring, we should jump forward.
Be daylight until 10:30 p.m.
In the spring, we should jump forward, and then in the fall, we jump forward again, another hour, and then in the spring, we fall back. So instead of November being a fall back, it should be a fall forward.
We should do 6 months daylight savings time, 6 months of double daylight savings time, like every year.
Yes.